My name is Moshe Motlohi. I am employed at Transnet as a port manager in the Port of Durban. My other responsibility is being the board member of eThekwini Maritime Cluster. I'm responsible for enterprise development. The ports are located within the cities and our relationship is a strong one. We are hosted by the city. There's no two ways about it. Therefore, we are mindful that whatever that comes through the port has to go through the city. And if we are not doing well at the port, that tends to impact the city negatively. However, if we're doing well, there are also positive economic spin-off for the city. We become an attraction, a point around which the city's economy can be centered. So we've got a very strong symbiotic relationship with the city. Look, I think first, if I were to start with the EMC is one of those association or institutions that are around Durban city, where Durban is trying to position itself as a leading maritime destination. Amongst other institutions that Durban has to leverage on is the Maritime or eThekwini Maritime Cluster, because it is a cluster that really brings together a number of stakeholders whose intention or interest are in the maritime space, and it assists in making the maritime space to be known, make it simple so that anybody can relate to it. Therefore, us as a port, now talking from a TNPA point of view, we embrace working with stakeholders who are sharing the same vision and outlook as us, because through engaging with them, we are able to reach out and also become what the port wants to be. We've set ourselves a goal of being a smart people's port, wherein we say we do not only want to be seen as a hardcore commercial center, we want to also have a human face. We want to become an enterprise that builds capabilities. So these are the partners we're working with. EMC is one of them and other institutions. We will also do support the initiatives that the EMC undertakes, where we appear in their conferences, because we know those conferences, they do give us an exposure as a port, and from time to time they bring various players from around the continent and the world. Recently we have just hosted 14 cadets from the USA who were here on the invite of the EMC, and as a port we are glad to be associated with that activity. My simple understanding of the smart port city in essence is that it's a setup where we're bringing together the interface of computers where they talk amongst themselves. However, that is not the end. That interaction between various pieces of equipment or technologies then has an opportunity for human beings to interact with them, where now we can use the intelligence of the technology to make our work to be much better. And if we do that, we are certain that our intelligence will be boosted, where we will be able to do things much efficient, much faster, at a lower cost, and where in everybody who is not necessarily within the physical reach of the port, but can access it from wherever he is or she is. You can use your technology to engage with the port. You can use your technology to have a virtual tour of the port. So this is where we are at, and all multiple stakeholders whose cargo come through the port can really, sitting in their comfort of their offices, engage amongst themselves and get feedback of how far are we doing in terms of handling their cargo, and identify the areas of bottlenecks. And if we wanted to communicate agent messages or information, we use the same platform ready to engage. And for young people like others who are really into the technological space, we become cool. Look, I think it will be user-friendly. The port will be more relevant, because relevance has to talk to the community we're servicing. We now are dealing with people who really are always on their technology, and everybody is intending to use technology to be smart, to lower the cost, and we want to be amongst the cutting edge embracing ports, where we say the technology that is there, we embrace it, and it then enables us to be much better as an institution. Going forward, when we really begin to roll out the smart port interventions, a person from a distance will begin to see more interface between human and machine. And that interface is not going to be replacing a human being with machines, but it's just going to use what a machine can offer to enable a human being to make those much needed decisions. We are going to be saving port users money and time, and we really want to be a port that is encouraging young people to come around the port, when we would have industrial Wi-Fi for them to come and get into the Wi-Fi around the port and understand what's really going on in the port.